Hi, welcome to In the Green Room. I'm here with Nabeel Qureshi, author of Seeking Allah, Finding Jesus. Nabeel, I've always wanted to know and talk to a former Muslim and ask them, how do you witness to a Muslim? How do you reach out? How do Christians do a better job at reaching out to Muslims?
I think the first thing we should remember is that Muslims are like everyone else. I mean, sometimes we have these barriers and boundaries of fear that we've created, often because we just don't know who they are. And if we just remember that they want relationships, they want love, they want to talk to people and connect as well. The primary way in the Middle East and in Muslim societies that people show love to one another is through hospitality. So if we can just invite people to our houses, give gifts, share meals, that's the primary way that we can connect. And in the course of these relationships and conversations, that's how we can start sharing the gospel freely.
And you said your mom had been here for how many years and no one ever invited her over?
Exactly. My mother had been in the United States she's now here for over 35 years, and never once has she been invited by a Christian into their home. And I have friends who came from the Middle East specifically to study here in the States. One in particular was someone from Saudi Arabia who came to study, and he brought 2 suitcases full of gifts to give to people who invited him into their homes. And when he went back to Saudi, he took both suitcases full back with him because not a single person had invited him.
Wow, that's incredible. What would you want Christians to know about Muslims? What's something that we don't really realize or understand?
Because of the media, because of 9/11, there's just a lot of fear that Muslims want to take over the U.S. or Muslims want to attack Christians and get rid of freedom. That's not true. The vast majority, anyway, of Muslims just want to live peacefully. They're just like everyone else, and so to not even have any concerns about what they might be thinking or what they're actually like. No, what you see is usually what you get, and they're just like everybody else.
I also wanted to talk about dreams. You said in your book that that's really the primary way a Muslim expects to hear from God or Allah is through a dream. And we're hearing more stories about how Jesus is appearing to Muslims in dreams. Talk about that a little bit.
I think it's simply a matter of faith in this issue. The average Muslim doesn't expect to hear from God directly. They believe that's the domain of prophets. But individually, they do believe they can hear from God through dreams because the Hadith, the Islamic tradition, say that. And so when Muslims are looking to hear directly from God, they ask Him to please reveal His will for them in dreams. So I think the issue of salvation is separate. Are they saved or not? But if they call out to God for direction and guidance, God often does answer them. And over 70% is the number I've heard of Muslims who came to Christ came through a vision or a dream.
Well, your testimony is just influencing so many people around the world. Nabeel, thank you for sharing with us today in the Green Room. We appreciate it. Thank you for watching.